Welcome back, everyone. If you are focused on leveling up your communication and really digging into the nuts and bolts of human behavior, well, you are in exactly the right spot. Today, we're decoding a fascinating breakdown on how to project real authority and presence. Okay, let's dive into this. We're looking at a deeply insightful framework today that reveals the hidden mechanics of how we perceive each other. We are talking about the psychology of instant respect.
So why is it that some people can just stroll into a room and instantly command respect, while others immediately get ignored, interrupted, or just totally underestimated? I mean, we've all seen it happen, right? Well, here is the absolutely crucial thing to understand right out of the gate. Commanding that room has literally nothing to do with your physical looks. It doesn't have a single thing to do with how much money is sitting in your bank account either. The source material we're unpacking in this explainer makes it crystal clear. It is entirely 100% dependent on psychology.
But to really understand how this psychology works, we've got to shatter a pretty massive misconception first. The myth we've all been spoon-fed is that respect is this thing that's slowly, painstakingly earned over a long period of time, right? But the reality? Human beings actually decide exactly how they're going to treat you within mere seconds of meeting you. It's like a rapid-fire mental calculation. If you don't actively control those opening seconds, you actually lose their respect before you even open your mouth to speak. It happens incredibly fast.
Trick 1, verbal scarcity. How do we take control of those opening seconds? Well, our source breaks this down into 4 specific psychological tricks, starting with this idea that over-talking makes you look insecure, while speaking less actually makes you appear incredibly powerful.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the core idea that speaking less makes you inherently look more powerful. The science behind this relies on something called the scarcity effect. The psychological principle is actually quite simple. When something is rare, it automatically becomes more valuable to us. And guys, this absolutely applies to your words. Think about people who talk entirely too much. They tend to look kind of insecure, right? Like they're overcompensating for something. But by consciously limiting your speech and making your words rare, you trigger a psychological response in the listener that makes them actually want to lean in and tune into you. Your words carry so much more weight just because there are fewer of them.
So instead of falling into that trap of trying to prove yourself through anxious, endless over-explaining, which we've all been guilty of at some point, I want you to try this actionable 3-step framework. Step 1, pause. Just give yourself a beat. Step 2, think about what actually needs to be said. Filter out the fluff. And step 3, speak. And when you do finally reach step 3, be clear, be direct, and whatever you do, don't over-explain. That simple 3-step process alone makes people stop what they are doing and really listen to you.
Which brings us seamlessly to trick 2, the discomfort of silence. This isn't just an empty space. It's actually an active tool for pressure and control.
You know, a lot of us view silence as this terrifying, awkward, empty space that we just have to frantically fill with words. But the reality? Silence is a tool. Because human beings generally find it deeply uncomfortable, using it deliberately is exactly why mastering it works so incredibly well. When you use silence intentionally, you let the other person sit in that slight discomfort, and as a result, they automatically begin to take you more seriously. I want you to really feel the pressure of what deliberate silence feels like. See how that brief pause felt? It draws you in, doesn't it? It commands focus.
So how do we actually wield this in the real world? Well, here are your exact tactics to try out today. First, when someone interrupts you, do not rush to talk over them. Don't raise your voice. Instead, just pause and simply look at them. Let the silence do the heavy lifting for you. Second, when you finish speaking your piece, do not nervously fill the gap with filler words like or you know. Just let the silence sit there. It creates this invisible pressure. Remember, confident people don't chase conversations. They use silence to control them.
Moving right along to trick 3, setting fearless boundaries. We really have to confront the fact that there's an inverse relationship between being overly accommodating and actually being respected. And this is where we confront a really tough pill for many people to swallow. On one side, we have the habit of saying yes to absolutely everything, people-pleasing, essentially. On the other side, we have setting clear limits. So, the crucial point is this. If you say yes to everything, people will inevitably stop respecting you. It feels totally counterintuitive, especially if you're a natural helper, but it's true. Real respect does not come from total availability. Respect comes from having solid boundaries. I actually want you to memorize this exact mental script. I'm not okay with that. I'll get back to you. Not right now. These are incredibly powerful phrases to keep in your back pocket, but, and this is key, the absolute secret sauce here is the delivery. When you set these boundaries, they have to be delivered with calm confidence. There should be absolutely zero anger in your voice, and you don't need to offer a long, winding apology or explanation. Just state the boundary calmly. The moment you show that you respect your own time, others will literally be forced to respect it too.
Finally, we arrive at trick 4, confident body language. Because long before a single word is even spoken, your body is already loudly communicating your self-worth to the entire room. We established earlier that respect is decided in seconds, right? Well, before a single word of your carefully chosen, scarce vocabulary is even spoken, your body language is doing a ton of the talking. Fast, jerky, rushed movements, they just equal anxiety in the minds of the people watching you. But calm, deliberate movements equal confidence. When you intentionally slow down your movements, just like I am deliberately slowing down the pace of my voice right now, you immediately project an aura of control and total self-assurance.
So here is your quick physical checklist to project that calm power in literally any room you enter. First off, stand straight. Posture is absolutely foundational. Second, maintain steady eye contact. Don't let your eyes dart nervously around the room. And third, consciously move slowly. Avoid any of that nervous fidgeting. Your entire physical presence should silently broadcast the message, I know my worth, even if I don't say a single word.
Let's move to and see how this builds into our ultimate takeaway. This is where we bring all these tactics together into one core underlying philosophy.
So we've covered verbal scarcity, the intense power of silence, fearless boundaries, and confident body language. And all 4 of these tricks stem from one core philosophy. People do not respect you simply because you are nice. They respect you because you demonstrate that you value yourself. Now, don't get me wrong, being nice is wonderful, but if it comes at the expense of your own boundaries, your own voice, and your own physical presence, it just won't earn you respect. Respect is basically a mirror. It reflects the exact value you place on your own time and your own self.
And that leaves us with this final, incredibly powerful thought to carry with you today. The moment you stop chasing approval, respect starts chasing you. Take a second to really let that sink in. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Until next time, stay focused, value your time, and keep learning.